What's going on YouTube? It's your boy Project here, back with another video, and today we're going to be talking about the awkward dichotomy that is the men's bathroom. Look at me using big words like the dichotomy and shit. I mean, can't you tell I went to college? Anyways, we're going to get right into it. There's three things in this world that I hate the absolute most. Steelers fans, school lunch, and having to use the men's bathroom. I mean, it gets really crazy in there. It is a whole thing that I just don't appreciate the experience all the time. Now, if we're going to have this conversation, we need to get into the ground rules. We need to discuss the ground rules when it comes to using the men's restroom, okay? And I'm very serious when I say this shit. I mean every word that I say. We need to have a serious dialogue when it comes to this. Rule number one, no random dialogue, okay? No random dialogue. Now, if you came in with a friend and you talked a little bit, which is mainly a girl's thing, by the way. Most of the time, guys are not talking in the bathroom. It is silence. You don't hear anything but pee streaming, niggas groaning and moaning because they're taking a dump, and that's really what you hear. I don't want to be holding my dick and hear random dialogue about the weather or how the game is going. None of that. That does not happen in the men's restroom. Another thing, avoid eye contact at all costs. That is rule number two. You either look up, you look down, or your eyes are closed. No wandering around, no wandering eyes, no peeping toms. We're not doing any of that shit. If I ever catch you looking over at me while I'm taking a piss, I'm just going to assume you like men. Not a problem, but don't look at my junk while I'm trying to pee. It's a very uncomfortable experience. Rule number three, wash your hands, my nigga. Wash your hands. Public restrooms are disgusting, and typically it's just bad in general to not wash your hands. I mean, you were just sitting there holding your water hose like this, and now you're just walking straight out the bathroom. What's even more trifling is when I see somebody walk out a bathroom stall, which I know what you was doing in there. You was squatting one out, and then you just walk out like that. Did you wipe your ass? And if you did wipe your ass, why did you not wash your hands? Simple. Wash your hands. Now, the last rule and the most important rule of them all, space it out. I do not need to be meet to meet with you. You do not need to be right next to me. I have had experiences where there are other stalls available. There are other urinals available where it isn't right next to me. There are other ones. Why did you walk up right next to me? We are meat to beat right now. We are sausage brothers at this point. Why would you do such a thing? That is unacceptable, and everybody knows that it's unacceptable. And now we're going to get into the rules of how space it out works, okay? I'm going to give y'all some scenarios, and I'm going to show y'all how we break it down, okay? Now, 3 urinals, no stall, okay? In this situation, odd numbers are always better. When it comes to urinals and how things get spaced out, odd numbers are always better. 3 urinals, no stall. One person goes to the far side, the other person goes to the other far side. Nobody goes to the middle. Nobody. There's no stalls, there's no protection or anything. Nobody goes to the middle. 3 urinals with a stall, you still want to follow the same rules as 3 urinals, no stall. Somebody goes to the far end, somebody else goes to the other far end. But if somebody goes to the middle, it's a little uncomfortable, but it's not the end of the world, right? It's not the end of the world. Now, with 5 urinals, it follows the same exact rules as 3 urinals, except the only difference is somebody can go in the middle. So somebody's going to go to the far side, somebody else is going to go to the other far side. That's how it should always start, no matter how many urinals there are. And with 5, you can go straight down the middle. So 3 people can occupy a 5 urinal stall. So whether that's with or without stall, it should be at least 3 people. There's no reason that you should be going to the one next to anybody else. You need to go straight to the middle if there are 2 already occupied. 6 urinals, no stall. This is where it starts to get tricky. I told y'all, odd numbers are always better when it comes to these things because somebody can just be right in the middle of things. There is no middle of an even number. So, like I said before, you go to the far side, you go to the other far side. There are now 4 in between. You gotta choose one of the 2 middle options. So if it is 6 urinals, no stall, 3 people need to occupy 3 of those urinals, 3 of those 6 urinals, so only half of them are being utilized. 6 urinals with stalls, I say that you can maybe push it to 4 people out of the 6 urinals. I don't think every single one needs to be occupied. I still think it's weird when it's mad meat next to each other. It depends on the size of the stall, but we have some room to wiggle when it comes to stalls. Now, let me get straight into another one that is very popular, especially in fast food restaurants where the bathrooms are a lot smaller. 2 urinals with a stall is okay if you're next to somebody. That's the only situation where willingly, if you're next to somebody, it's okay. There's a stall, there's 2 urinals, it is what it is. It's a little awkward. Don't go looking over the stall, it's weird. 2 urinals, no stall is a no-go. That is a no-go. Tell me that isn't suspect. Right next to each other, meat to meat, that is the closest thing to that is so intimate. That is so intimate on so many different levels. That is intimate. If your boyfriend is going up and peeing directly next to somebody, your boyfriend is cheating on you. Now, another thing I want to bring up, this is what really makes the men's bathroom awkward for me is it's the fact that you're not really supposed to talk. It's supposed to be quiet in the bathroom. But when it's quiet, you can hear everything. Every groan, every shit sound, every fart, you hear it all. You hear the poop drop into the toilet and the water splash. You can hear the splash and it's really uncomfortable. I can hear all the groaning, It's way too much. It's way too much. And it's like the fart sounds it's an overload. It's too much, bro. Pause. It's too much. No diddy. It's nasty. Straight up. No fans or butts. No, there's no conversation to be had. That sound is nasty. It is a very intimate experience hearing another man drop a log off, and you can hear the entire process. So I mean, and talking, right? Talking is frowned upon. That's forbidden. But at the same time, if people had to talk loud enough so that it covers up the sound of Mike over here in the handicap stall, even though he's perfectly able, he needs leg space to spread it out and let one loose. I don't need to hear that process. Straight up. Even when you're at a sporting event, right? You ever see a line at a sporting event for the bathrooms go all the way out? People will still respect these rules. People will still, I've gone to baseball games and football games where there are spaces between urinals that people don't take up. Now, at the same token, there's lines, so you kind of have to jump into the fire sometimes. There's been times where I'm like, I had to make a risky decision and go between 2 people. I felt wrong about it, and I had to pray for forgiveness after that because I felt like I violated bro code. I felt like I violated the dichotomy of the men's restroom. Anyways, that's all I got. If you enjoyed the video, if you can relate, make sure you leave a like, make sure that you subscribe, and hopefully I get enough subscribers where I can work doing YouTube and I don't have to go into another work bathroom ever again.